What's poppin', you guys? So we had the baby. Yeah, we had him on February 6th. I got a ton of questions on how everything went, and just like, I don't know, like how the whole experience was. And we had talked about doing like a labor and delivery vlog, but that would have just been too much, honestly. So I plan on making one of these videos anyways, but there were a lot of people who asked me questions, so I figured I would just like tell my story and then get into all the questions you guys had. So first things first, I did have to be induced. Well, kind of, not really, but really. So because Dee's military, I don't know who all is familiar with their rules and whatnot, but if I wasn't, so my due date was the 7th, and Dee had to take leave to come home, and then, why do I feel so like just all over the place right now? So Dee had to take leave, so we had 2 weeks up until like the 8th, like February 8th. And if I wasn't in labor by the 8th, he was gonna have to fly back to Hawaii. So we weren't really worried about it, because we were like, okay, well, if I'm not in labor by the 8th, like, or if I haven't had the baby by like the 7th, like, we'll just schedule for me to be induced, so it wouldn't be an issue. So I think with how like it worked out with my doctor, I was gonna be going to the hospital on February, I went in on the 5th. But before all that, so like the weekend, so I went on a Tuesday. So like Saturday and Sunday before that, I was contracting a lot. I was just super uncomfortable. I didn't want to do anything. I literally, if you guys follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, I was on my little exercise bouncy ball thing all day long, literally just bouncing. I was so done being pregnant. Yeah, people who have like 10 kids, like, how? I don't know. I don't get it. Pregnancy was not a fun time, not gonna lie. Yeah, it's gonna be a couple years before that happens again. But like at this point, I was just over it. I was done. I was doing literally everything. We were walking. I was eating spicy foods. I was eating pineapple. I was like squatting. I was bouncing on the ball. Sex, they say sex is like the #1 thing to put you into labor. Let me tell you, me and Dee were on a schedule every morning. Sometimes every evening it was happening. I was so ready to, I was just done. So anyways, so I would have contractions like from, I think like Friday they really started, and then over the weekend, and then to Monday I was not sleeping anymore. Like that whole last week was not sleeping. So I was having contractions like every 3 to 5 minutes for like a couple hours, and then, but they weren't intense enough for me to be like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And then after a couple hours, they would stop, just stop for hours. So it was like I wasn't in labor, but it was just like annoying, you know? So, anyways, Tuesday, so I went in Tuesday for like a regular checkup. My doctor checked me and I was 1.5 centimeters dilated, which is what I was the week before that too, so I hadn't like progressed at all. So he was like, okay, come in tonight and we're gonna start you on Cervidil. And for those of you who don't know what Cervidil is, it's like a little spongy thing that they put up behind your cervix, and it's not supposed to put you into labor. It's supposed to help you like your cervix thin out and just to help you dilate. So they were, so how they explained it to me, they were like, okay, we're gonna put this, like start you on this, and then you should be able to sleep pretty good tonight. If you need something to help you sleep, we can give you something, and then tomorrow we're gonna start you on Pitocin, which is what induces you. And they're like, so hopefully either tomorrow evening, talking about Wednesday evening, or Thursday morning, you should have a baby. So I'm like, okay. So my mindset is I'm coming in, I'm gonna sleep good because they're gonna give me something to help me sleep. And I was exhausted, you guys. I was so tired because I had not been sleeping. But yeah, so they were going to, my mind just went blank. Also, if you guys, I really hope this camera isn't picking up Bruno Mars that's playing outside, because then this is all gonna be copyrighted and it's not gonna work. Anyways, so my mindset was I'm gonna sleep good, gonna be in labor tomorrow. We're gonna have a, I was like, we're gonna have a baby tomorrow. This is gonna happen. Tomorrow night, I'm popping a baby out. So, they started me on Sobertol around 5, 6, I think it was like 6 o'clock at night on Tuesday, on February 5th. 3 hours into that, I was contracting every about 5 to 6 minutes, I want to say. And everything, like even like during the weekend, I was feeling everything in my back. That was really scaring me, because they say back labor is like the worst, like worse than like when you feel it in your belly, I guess. I don't know. But I was feeling everything in my back, and Tuesday night I was feeling everything in my back, so I was like, great. So I could not lay in the bed. Like I was so just like fidgety, I guess, and I just wanted to be up, but like it hurt. Like I did not want to walk. Like I wanted to walk, but then like I didn't want to walk, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I got on my ball because I was comfortable on my ball. My back was killing me, my hips hurt. I just wanted to sit on my ball. So about, I think it was like 10:30 at night, I was sitting there and I was like, shoot, I think I just peed myself. But it was just like a little trickle, okay? It was just like a little tiny bit. So I didn't think about it being my water, because when you, like, I watch so many videos on YouTube, and when they say like your water breaks, like it's this huge gush of water. Okay, I never had a gush. So I just thought I peed myself. Okay, whatever. About an hour later, I did it again, and I was like, okay, you're joking. And then at like, I don't know, I really don't know times, so let's just say, I don't know, eventually I went back in the bed, and at 1:30 my nurse came and checked me, and I was at a 3. And I was hurting, you guys, like contractions every 3 minutes, maybe even closer together. We were seeing them on the monitor literally going like off the screen. And like, what, okay, also what was really annoying is that you'd see them go up, and like, okay, you feel it start to come down, and it wouldn't go all the way down, it'd go back up again. And my mom freaked me out. Well, she actually didn't tell me this until after, like a week later, but she said usually when that happens, that's like textbook, you're gonna have a C-section. And that was happening a lot, so whatever changed, like thank God I did not have to have a C-section. But so it was 1:30, I got checked, I was 3. And you guys, I was exhausted. And again, I'm thinking, okay, I'm not gonna sleep at all tonight, and I'm gonna be in labor. Like this, I was thinking like, okay, this isn't even labor. I'm gonna be in labor all day tomorrow. Like, I need something. And I was so against narcotics and like getting pain medicine, you guys. I was planning on having an epidural, but like actual like narcotics, like I did not want. 1, because they make me just nauseous. And 2, like I just didn't want that. I don't know, I really don't like taking that kind of medicine. But y'all, so she gave me half a dose of something, I don't know what it was, to try and help me sleep, and literally it would work for like 15 minutes. She gave it to me twice, and both times I think I like knocked me out for like 15 minutes, and then I was up, and my back was just, y'all, my back hurt so bad. Like the contractions in your back hurt. But also, I do want to say that if you've ever had a kidney stone, I've had like 15 or 16 kidney stones in my life, and the pain was like relatable, so I could like manage it. Like I was like not dying. I never screamed. I don't think I never cried like because of pain, I don't think. But it was just like, it just, you know, hurt. And when it's coming every 3 to 5 minutes for hours and hours and hours, like you're exhausted. So then my nurse checked me again at like 4:30, 5 a.m. and I was still a 3, and I had not slept. But then she told me, okay, you're in she was like, we can go ahead and take this Sobertol out because you are in labor. Like this put you into labor. So I was like, okay, we need an epidural in here, because if I'm in labor, like I need to sleep at least an hour, like something, I need to sleep. So I think the anesthesiologist got in there at like 6 a.m. Gave me the epidural, and it did not hurt at all. I'm not trying to sound any type of way, but and I know everyone's different, and everyone has different back issues, and every doctor is different and whatever, but it doesn't hurt when you get an epidural, like at all. Like I didn't even know he was doing it. He told me he was done, and I was like, oh, okay. That did not hurt at all. So got that, and then I was knocked out. They were like, wow, here's another big contraction, and I was like, really? Cool. Like, I was not feeling it at all. So I think I slept until like 7:30, 8ish, and they checked me and I was like at 8, I think, and then they checked me at 10 a.m. and I was a 9, and then she checked me at like 10:30 because I was starting to feel more pressure. The pain never got worse. Like with the epidural, I still wasn't really feeling any pain, but I was feeling pressure, which is what I wanted. So they give you that button to be able to push your epidural, like if you need more medicine. And I think I pushed mine one time while I was pushing, or like right before I went to push. It may have been while I was pushing, I don't know, but I don't even think I did it right. And the reason I never wanted to hit it was because I didn't want to be like not feel anything. Like, I wanted to be able to experience it like enough, and I wanted to be able to feel like where I needed to push, and I was worried that if I couldn't feel, like if I was completely numb, I was worried that like I wouldn't be able to push right. And I don't know, I just didn't want, like I was feeling a lot of pressure, but like I wanted to feel that, so it was all good. But then at 10:30 she checked me, and I was like, she was like, you're a 9.5, and it was something with the way my cervix was, like, I don't know, she was like, so your cervix is like this, needs to be like this, or I don't really know, but she was like, give me like one little push and let's see what happens. And so I pushed, and she was like, okay, you're a 10 and you can start pushing whenever. And at this point it was like right at 11 o'clock, and I started pushing, and they were like, my mom was there just at this moment. My mom was there, the nurse was there, and then Dee was there. And they were like, oh my gosh, like they could see his head, like when I started, like as soon as I started pushing. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. And I had thought this whole time, like the whole time I was pregnant, I was like, I want a mirror like down there, I want to be able to watch it happen. They brought a mirror out to me and I like pushed, and I was like, okay, get it away. I was like, take it back. Like, I did not want to see that at all. It freaked me out. I don't know, I was kind of disappointed in myself, but like it freaked me out, y'all. Like I couldn't do it. So I didn't watch like everything happen. But we do have a cool picture, and it's like, it's crazy to me, y'all. It's crazy that a human actually comes out of another human. Like, that just blows my mind. But anyways, so I pushed for like 10 minutes when it was just like my mom, Dee, and the nurse. And then they were like, okay, wow, you're a really good pusher. You're gonna have a baby here in a couple of minutes. So then Dee's mom got there, and then my mom's best friend got there. That's all I wanted in the room. And so yeah, I started pushing, and literally you guys, everything happened so quickly. And like, I hate that I can't remember like every detail of this day, but like this day and like this whole thing is like such a blur to me. And I don't know if it's because I was just so exhausted, or if it was just because it was just so surreal, and like, I don't know, it's just everything about this day is a blur, or about this moment at least. It's just, I really don't remember a lot of details. Next thing I know, I'm just pushing, and everybody and their mothers in the room, like with all the nurses and everybody. The room was packed, and I'm pushing. Next thing I know, my baby's head comes out, and like I'm looking at my baby's head while the rest of his body is still inside me. And at 11:45 he popped right out, and yeah, it was crazy. Definitely like the most amazing experience of my entire life. And you know, I know you hear that like when all these types of videos, like that's what you hear. It's like the most amazing. You don't understand it until it happens. Like, you really don't. Like, you really don't understand like that feeling until you go through it. But yeah, that's my story. So it was a pretty quick labor. Definitely, I think I had a few people ask me, like, because I know there's a lot of people right now, a lot of girls right now who I know who are pregnant, and they've asked me for like advice. And I think the biggest amount of advice I can give you is go in there with no plan and no expectations, because that's how I did it. It was not stressful at all. I was so open to, you know, if I need a C-section, let's have a C-section, if that's what needs to be done. You know, if like just whatever. If I need an epidural, I'm gonna get an epidural. I'm not gonna stress about it. If I tear, I tear. Like that was my two biggest fears were tearing and pooping, and I'm gonna tell you guys, I'll give you those answers because you guys asked me. I had so many people ask me if I pooped, and a lot of you guys asked if I tore, and I am gonna answer that for you. But yeah, that's pretty much my story, you guys. I really don't have like a lot of juicy details, because it just went like me and Dee and the baby were so blessed with how everything went. It just went so smoothly and exactly how it was supposed to go. We had the absolute best nurses, the best nurses, and then my doctor's amazing. So let me get on here and look at the questions you guys asked me. Did you tear? Yes, I did. But so also, if people are watching this, like guys or people who just get grossed out about stuff, this is a TMI section, so if you don't want to hear some of the stuff, then click out, because I'm an open book and I'm not gonna just sugarcoat anything. So did you tear? Yes, but I didn't tear down, I tore up. So, and when I was pushing him out, I did feel this, but honestly, like when it was happening, it felt more like a paper cut and just like a sharp cut. And I think it was because, like, I mean, obviously because of the epidural, but then also when you're in that moment, like, and like you're literally like your child's body is coming out of you, you're not thinking about tearing, you're thinking about pushing this thing out of you. But I tore all the way. So instead of all the way down, I tore all the way up, like on the side, which I'm thankful for. I would have rather tore up than torn down. And it should heal a lot faster, like in this area. So but it is super annoying. I am still like, I hurt, like I'm still taking ibuprofen around the clock and Tylenol, and it's definitely like I'm 2.5 weeks postpartum, and it's definitely like uncomfortable and like annoying, but it is what it is. It's not, the first week is rough, but you know, it happens. Did you poop? No. Oh my gosh, I was so terrified that I was gonna poop. And like they say, like when you're like, even my nurse, like when my first like 2 pushes that I did, I like wasn't really pushing, and I was like, I'm so scared I'm gonna poop, and she was like, honey, if you're scared that you're gonna poop, we're gonna be here for 5 hours. And I was like, okay, you know what, we're just, if I poop, I poop. But I didn't, and I still like people say, you know, what do you expect when you're pushing like that, you're gonna poop. And I was like, okay, that's what I was telling myself, like while I was like in labor, like pushing. But like even now, I'm like, if I would have been traumatized, like if I pooped, I don't think I would have been as good as a pusher. Like if I knew that I pooped, I think I would have like just shut down. I don't know, but I'm just so glad I did not poop. No, I didn't poop. Someone asked me, did you go all natural with KK meds? Okay, I might be an idiot, but I don't know what that is. No, I did have the narcotics. Like I had half the dose twice, and then I had an epidural. That's all I had. Oh, and also, so Wednesday my doctor did, he put 2 bags of Pitocin, like after I had the baby, he put me on 2 bags, like IV Pitocin, which was annoying, so I was contracting all day. But I think like that's what helps, like contractions is what helps your uterus shrink back up, and so does like breastfeeding, because when you breastfeed you're contracting too. So yeah, I just thought I'd add that in there, but that was annoying. What'd you pack in your hospital bag? Honestly, we didn't use anything, but the like I mainly packed for the baby. Like I packed, you know, nursing bras for me, comfortable clothes, shower stuff, makeup, and then like outfits for the baby, swaddle blankets for the baby, binkies for the baby, nursing pads, what else? That's mainly it, I want to say. I packed my laptop, but I never used it. Packed my camera. Really everything was for the baby, and we didn't even like we left the hospital with like two things of diapers and like 3 things of wipes, and like a ton of nursing stuff. And yeah, our hospital had everything. How was Dee during the process? Dee was amazing. Shout out to my husband for being literally a godsend. He is the most amazing man in the entire world, I swear. Like, I'm literally so freaking lucky to have him. He never left my side. If I was awake, he was awake. He was rubbing my back. He was getting me water, getting me snacks. He was like rubbing my feet. Like, he was amazing. He was amazing. And even like still, like, he has not left me in the baby side. Like, literally in the first week, I think I had changed 1 diaper. He had done all the other diapers. Yeah, he did amazing. I thought he was gonna get like stressed out, or I don't know, but he didn't. He was awesome. And I loved seeing him, like, he did skin to skin with the baby after he was born, and it was the cutest thing ever. What is one thing you are nervous about now that he's born? Now that he has been born? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm nervous about everything. Like, sometimes if he's been sleeping for like over 3 hours, I am nervous that he's like dead. Like, I have to go and I move him around to make sure that he like reacts and is still breathing. I'm nervous about me eating because I'm breastfeeding only. Like, I'm only breastfeeding right now. Like, we're not even doing a bottle yet. And I'm nervous that like my milk supply will stop, or I'm nervous that I'm gonna eat something that he's gonna like have a reaction to. I've never spot him choking in his sleep because he's starting to like spit up or he'll like gag sometimes, and because he sucks at burping. Like, we'll sit there and like try and burp him for like 30 minutes and he won't burp, and then he's like starting to spit up or he'll gag, and like sometimes when he gags it doesn't make a noise. So like, unless we were like if we weren't looking at him, like, or we were sleeping or something and he was gagging, like, it freaks me out that he's gonna just choke. And I don't know, literally everything makes me nervous. Car accidents, going in the car, going anywhere to get him sick, like literally everything. What emotions were you feeling after having him? I said after having it. After having him, sorry, my camera shut off. Literally all the emotions. So many emotions. Excited, relieved, happy, in love, scared, anxious, like everything. Pregnancy story, was it planned or unplanned? We did do a video on this too, but I'll just answer it quickly. It was both. We said that if we kind of like just said if it happens, it happens. We're not going to do anything to prevent, but we weren't like actively trying, as in like I wasn't like tracking my ovulation or anything like that. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen by January, like this last month, January, then we were going to start trying like last month. If I hadn't gotten pregnant by then. It definitely happened a lot faster than we thought that it would. But it wasn't like we've never been like upset or discouraged, or you know, like we've been so excited like from the beginning. How much weight did you gain? Okay, so weight talk. So my normal weight, like what I've been like for years, I've weighed 135. When I moved to Hawaii, within like after like 3 months of being here, I gained like 15 pounds. I was weighing 150. And at my first doctor's appointment of being pregnant, I weighed 154. So I only gained like throughout my whole pregnancy. Like at the end of my pregnancy, I weighed 165. So, or maybe it was 168. I think at my last doctor's appointment I weighed 168. So 14 pounds is what I gained. But I'm counting like my pre-pregnancy weight as 135 because that's what I want to get back down to. And also a lot of people ask me, how did you, like, you know, not gain very much weight, and how did you stay so active, blah 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 blah. One reason I didn't gain a lot of weight is because I lost like 10 pounds in the very beginning of my pregnancy because of how sick I was. I had like all day sickness from week 7 to week like 17, I think, and then it turned to evening sickness from week 17 to week like 25, I think, 24. I was so sick, you guys, like so sick. So I really didn't gain my weight until like the end of the 2nd trimester going into the 3rd trimester. I was active up until December. So I was active, like I got pregnant in May, so I was still going to the gym like at least 4 days a week from May through November. And then December came around and like I was just exhausted. I think we went to the gym like 4 times in December, and all I did was walk and like maybe some body weight stuff here and there. I would try to do circuits, but I would do like 1 circuit and just be dead. And then I didn't go at all in January. So which I think they say like listen to your body, and if it's just like, you know, everyone's different. Like I know a lot of people who stayed active, you know, up through 40 weeks, like going to the gym, I mean, and that's awesome, and that was my plan, but like I couldn't do it. Like I was just exhausted, my body was just so exhausted, I was just hurting, like I was done. But yeah, just listen to your body, do what feels good. You know, you do want to stay healthy when you're pregnant. Yeah, I did it for the health, but also just like going to the gym, as you guys know, like, and just being active and exercising, blah 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 blah. It makes me feel good, so that's why I did it. Let me see if there's any more questions. I think that's everything. Yep, that is everything. So I hope you guys like this. I hope you know, those who are expecting, this gave you like a little peace of mind. I know there's a ton of like scary labor and delivery stories out there, so you know, ours was perfect and it couldn't have gone better. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. You know, stay tuned. I know our videos are very random and sporadic, but always be on the lookout for us, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.